What does your publisher's PR team do versus what does a personal publicist do when you hire them out yourself? So let's talk about the difference here. Number one, if you are dealing with a publisher, you will be given a publicist from your publisher's company. This person is usually really experienced in books, but unfortunately and in reality, I can't imagine any of them would disagree with me, but they have too many titles to worry about you as an individual and to do too big of a push. I believe that most of them these days do recommend that you hire a personal publicist. Hello, we're lucky we get referred by many companies, and shout out to the companies that give us a lot of those referrals. We love working with you. I really appreciate it. But at the end of the day, it's really important to think about what you need and why. So let me break it down here. Number one, they are so busy with their own titles that they can usually get to maybe a press release telling the public about the book launch. And this press release doesn't go wide. Press releases, I've gotten in trouble saying this, but press releases are rather archaic, and you don't really do a press release so much so in book PR, in talent PR, when you're dealing with individual PR or anything like that so much anymore. You can use it for those purposes where you're putting it in a pitch, but I would probably bet that most of my media contacts would prefer a personalized pitch that's actually talking to them instead of just this one document that's like who, what, where, when, why, old school, and just being funneled out to tons of people, many of which are probably incorrect contacts because they're going off of some sort of database that's, again, just like the press release, archaic. I don't think it's worth it. So this is why you hire a personal publicist. And I don't want my video to get too long, and I can break this down. Again, if you guys want to send us a DM, ask us questions, put it in the comments. Happy to answer more particular specific questions for you. But a personal publicist breaks things down specifically for you and makes sure that you get personal attention and that your book gets seen as best as possible by the media. We break it down into podcasts, TV shows, magazines, newspapers, etc. I've done videos on this before. I don't want to repeat too much information for those who've been watching all these videos, but you can go back and watch videos on what that really entails. As a personal publicist, though, we are making sure that you are getting as much exposure as possible when your book is launching. And a lot of times after, I've made videos and talked about the timing for PR and how long people stay with their publicist. I've been lucky enough to have clients that have stayed on for 3 years every single month. Yes, that is a big budget. That is a very different level of a person. It might not be the kind of person you are watching this video. I don't ever want to scare people with that. But we have plenty to do depending on press interest. And when you're with a great publicist, they will be very honest with you on if the press interest is fizzling because you did 4 months and that was really all and you got what you needed, and until your next book or until you have some news that you have to announce, like a new, maybe a retreat or some sort of online program or whatnot, you probably don't need a publicist again. But if you are a higher tiered, I don't know, are you a higher tiered author? But a higher level author that has a really wide community, a really big fan base, then there's a number of reasons why you want to continue engaging with your publicist to stay relevant and stay out there in the media. I hope this helps.